session and choose a playlist for today. Yeah, sure. There we go. はい。おはようございます。こんばんは。こんにちは。Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever this you are. I hope you're having a nice day. Welcome, welcome. We're playing. Cool. Yeah. So, pretty late stream today, but you know, it is what it is. はい。今日は忙しかったからこの配信を遅れました。遅れるかな。この配信に遅れましたかな。はい。すみません。まあ。今日の練習始まりましょう。So, 2月 that's February 金曜日 that's Friday 2回second time 2回といい2回OK 4日3回1分4回かもしれません。9匹、はい、8回いや8回そう5匹7回5回9回1回10回10回6回8回3回2回4回5回7回1回8回10回9回6回はいということで今日は2022年1月27日いや7日27日今は午後の10時27分 と37秒ぐらい、はい、今日は日本語の勉強46日目、はい、ということで今日の漢字の練習始まりましょうなんかカス感じるSo water happens on heart. This was like a touch, a pen, a next. It's okay, yeah. Regrettable. I mean, this is for Kuyashi. And it was something like repent. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. Perfumed. Delusion. Ambition. Right. And look, I do really like the word, the kanji, the image I have for this. But whenever I think of Nazamu, I think more of desire or wish. Although the main meaning is ambition, I usually associate it way more with these. Now let's put it back again, I guess. Flower day. Oh, this is cemetery with heart. Or a Valentine. Oh. Okay. Sure. The moment I click and I see all of this, I'm like, yeah. There's no way, because the idea is to keep it simple, and the fact that I need to explain this much. Like, let's look up the meaning for pine in it again. Yeah, okay. Favor. hatred for 憎む、憎い。River could be this, but I'm pretty sure this was for like stream, and they're trying to say this instead. Wasoreru. So, to fear, basically. Memory and recollection, right? Remorse. Remorse? Remorse, what? Wow. Okay, so this was like pining, right? This longing for this breakdown, even. Melancholy. This was like horse chestnut. There we go. Okay, this is recollection, or there we go. Ryu. Kuni. Hold up. There we go. Regrettable, remorse. This one clearly didn't stick at all. So these together will give me remorse. I may have thought of like a way of remembering this, but I hate it. Humility. Oh, okay. Cultivate, yeah. Boundary. Below. られるられるられるられるられる。Yeah, this one's just very, very weird. Frozen. Humility. Harden. Yeah, it's hard to see. Storage, or like this big storage thingies that business use, right? Storehouse, thank you. That. Yeah, I'm drawing them tiny again. Control for times, yeah. Annexed. I should make them, squish them, right? Anyway. This looks like two completely separate kanji when it's only one. I guess it's a bit better. It's not happiness. I'm looking. What word am I looking for? Pleasure. There we go. Ambition. There we go. You remember the kanji? Fuck that. Well, it is what it is. I enjoy it. Welcome, welcome. It works when it's annoying. I don't find it too annoying, too bad myself. I can see why though. Welcome, welcome. By the way, how's it going? I take it you also study Japanese or already know Japanese. Your level is dog poopy though. Understandable. I also feel like really bad with my level. But you know, it is what it is. It's gonna take a long fucking time. Mm. Nikuma. Now I'm making the kanji. It would sound completely awful. Yeah, fair enough. In my case, it depends. It depends on what I want to say, right? Because I only know how. I only know basic stuff. But yeah, my studying is going okay. I definitely feel like I've improved a fucking lot ever since I started taking Japanese studies seriously. Um, but then I reach a point of diminishing returns where like, oh, finally now that you're taking it seriously, you can understand like the proper grammar and stuff. And then there's the really fast ceiling you reach of like, there's some fuck ton of vocabulary and kanji that you're just gonna have to drill over time, and there's no way around it. It's like, oh yeah, now that you're studying grammar, things start to fall into place and they make a lot of sense. And it's like, oh yeah, but you're missing a fuck ton of vocabulary. I'm like, damn, okay. um, so that's where we're at. I've been trying to figure out ways to work around that in a way, right? And also, I'm trying to do a lot of immersion. Yeah, when possible. But yes, this was to charm in a deceptive way. Beguile. I never remember goddamn beguile. No one uses this word in English. We need to get back into immersion. Yeah. In my case, it kind of be ever since I started back up university classes or college, right? It's been a bit hard to keep up with full immersion constantly. Yeah. Like I know I'm doing like at least an hour or two a day, maybe three. It depends, I guess. But sometimes I feel like I really done like proper immersion for like half an hour, because the others it was just super passive while I was working on assignments and stuff, right? Like I always try to do immersion, but I feel like too much of it is passive and not me actually paying attention to it. Also, this is lazy. Uh, Recollection. Yeah. Emotion. Like passive immersion and all is very cool, but like you need to do some active immersion. Kanjiru, kanji. Yeah. I mean, there are some really nice streamers that have EN/JP in the title, in which they put subtitles, but at the same time, those subtitles, it's easy to start relying on them, and defeats a bit purpose, right? It's hard to know exactly where the balance is. But also, I do the same. I watch a lot of VTubers and Japanese streamers, and I try to watch anime without subs. When I'm watching by myself, because I do watch it with friends a lot. Oh yeah, this was like a very stupid word that no one uses. Um, but it's basically to have this decay in emotion after a broken heart, or like long for someone. Pine, yeah. What animes do I like? But I like a lot. Um, I'm pretty sure I have my anime list. Right? Is that the command? I don't remember the command. Actually, no. I think it's mount. Then. Um, I have a lot of them. I like all types of genres, stuff. Right now, though, what I'm trying to watch for without subtitles right now, I'm starting with Hyoka because I really like actually Hyoka because I really like Hyoka, and that cut me off. Of course it did. Fuck you, Twitch. Um, remorse. But basically, I watch a lot of stuff. I like a lot of stuff. I like all genres and stuff. As you can see in my list there, right now I'm trying to watch without subtitles Hyoka. And I'll probably be rewatching that a couple of times, 2, 3, 4 times, and see as I pick up things, right? And I wanna try watching some more like Slice of Life to pick up vocabulary. But I watch a lot of stuff. Like with some friends right now, I'm watching an isekai and a rom-com, uh, wacky shonen, which is more like a gag. I don't know, all sorts of stuff. I just really really like anime overall. But again, that's not the reason why I'm studying Japanese. I always have to specify it. It's like, oh yeah, like don't get me wrong, that this is Grace. Favor is this, yeah. It's fine. I'll mark it as correct. Um, Wanting to watch anime without subtitles is as good a reason as any other to learn a language, I guess. But for me, it feels kind of dumb because it's just so wildly popular that it's been localized and subtitled super fast, immediately available to you, and you can enjoy it just as much, which is what I've been doing for the past like 8 years or something, right? Perfectly okay without really understanding Japanese. There's no need for it. So that's not the reason for me to learn the language. But like, if someone has that reason, go then. Learning another language is a great feat, and it's never a bad thing, regardless of the initial purpose. Yeah, yeah, I can feel that. It's a very interesting way, isn't it, of communicating? It's completely different from like English or Spanish in my case as well. It really is. I really do find it fascinating. So it's really tall, god damn it, but it's there. Humility. This goddamn word. Uh, but yeah, uh, the thing is, nowadays I don't have as much time as I used to want to do to watch anime. But the thing is, a lot of the things I do with friends, it's either play video games or watch anime together, right? But nowadays it's so much easier to pop in an episode or two for half an hour, 15 minutes or so of anime real quick, hang out, watch it, talk about it a bit, and then say goodbye. Than to sit down, play a game for a couple of hours, right? But again, when I do that with subtitles, but I can still pick up words. I find myself watching the anime and then I pick up a word. I see the subtitle. I'm like, oh, I can kind of figure that, and then I end up with like 50 tabs of new words in my dictionary. I'm like, well, gotta start somewhere. Humility, yeah. Also, yeah, I pay attention to my pitch accent. Custom. Sorry. Uh, no, that's there we go. Yeah. Sorry. Basically, what my thought process was going into Japanese was I wanted a strong, solid base of everything. So, First, with Tai Kim, I got a very solid grasp and base of how the grammar works. With Remember the Kanji, I have a very solid grasp of how kanji flows in terms of radicals, how you can give it meaning and find ways to remember it. And by understanding, the pronunciation, which that and the kana, which I did a long time ago, but also paying attention to exaction, I have a solid base of how the phonetic system also works. Although I cannot properly hear super well pitch accent just yet, and I'm still trying to get used to it with my voice and listening to it. I've studied it enough. I looked into it briefly, but then I decided I wanted to do more, so I looked into a couple of rules, and I did some listening. And whenever I'm looking up new words, I always try to pay attention to the pitch accent so that I try to grasp it better over time, and so that I don't have to relearn the words, right? Because, for example, the other day I was going through words and there something like setai, right? For absolutely. I in my mind I had that it was setai, setai, but no, it was setai, as heaven, right? A flat word. And I've been fixing a few of these misunderstandings I've had until now, and because thankfully I'm beginner enough, I don't have too many of those, and from now on I can try to not make too many. I'll obviously it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna take me a long time, but I feel like if I don't, I felt like if I didn't study it early enough, it's gonna come bite me in the ass. And I really want to be able to hear it. And to be able to hear it, you have to pay attention to it for a long time. Well, at least I feel like it's a long time. Like sometimes I'm listening to it and it's like, oh, that was very clearly an atamadaka. Like the other word day I heard megami for goddess. I was like, yeah, that's very clear megami. But then sometimes I hear a heaven word. I'm like, is that really a heaven? Hold up. And I need to look into it. But again, I'm just, by knowing the rules and looking up on the dictionary constantly, I'm trying to train my ears so that one day, I have all of this solid base. So, for example, when I'm making radical mistakes in kanji, I can tell because I'm used to it. When I'm making mistakes on pitch, I can tell because I'm used to it. With grammar as well. It might, yeah, I know. I understand. I understand the things. I know. In fact, some friends tried to talk me out of it. But then again, I got really scared of it because on YouTube, there's specifically two YouTubers. There's Dogen, whose actually humor videos are pretty good, even if he isn't preaching pitch accent constantly. And Matt versus Japan, right? And they did kind of scare me a bit. So I was like, God damn. But yeah, no, I understand. It's overwhelming, but I think I'm in a good position in terms of like I have a good mentality about it. Every day I try to sit here for like 1 or 2 hours. Oh, Lady Ashley, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Foro arigatou gozaimasu. 見に来てくれてもうありがとう。But yeah, I'm trying to divide it slowly but surely. I'm trying to not bite more than I can chew. Right? And I'm starting to reach that point because I want to increase my vocabulary, but I feel like I'm trying to go a bit too fast. So, for example, let me finish this deck real quick. You don't like kanji? Well, it's, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, Lizard, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Also, yeah, welcome, Leslie. Welcome. How's it going? Also studying Japanese? Uh, yeah, so humility. Here's the thing. I have a couple of decks, right? And I feel like this new listening and speaking vocab, I added way too much yesterday, and I need to stop a bit because it's probably gonna overwhelm me. You say everything in hiragana because I'm very lazy to learn kanji. Not learning kanji is not necessarily a bad thing if you're focusing more on the speaking and listening aspect, right? So if you want to forgo kanji and focus more on like your pronunciation, practicing and how you hear things and become fluent in that, it's okay. Because there are a lot of tools you can use to cheat on kanji, right? So for example, as you can see here, I have this extension, Yomi-chan, that allows me to do that. And once you know the words, you memorize the words and they're part of your vocabulary, spoken vocabulary and listening vocabulary, it's probably easier to learn the kanji then. Yeah, exactly. What Lizard just said. So for example, I'm trying to include new vocabulary, right? For example, without the kanji. So I can, try to speed up a bit my vocabulary acquiring process. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure 8 words a day. So right now I'm currently doing 5 Heisei kanji, new kanji a day, for 10 flashcards. Then two new words from like internet pickups plaster kanji, and then I decided to add 8 new words with their accent by themselves. And I think that's getting to a point where it's a bit too much, especially when I'm in college. I will say. There are many ways to go about it. Like, again, you can avoid kanji for a while, but you cannot run away from it if you're gonna keep with Japanese. That much I can tell you. Although, good news is, I did hear that thanks to the Olympics, they did add a lot of English signs in Japan, or at least in Tokyo. So it should be a bit easier to navigate if that's your intent at some point. But yeah, no, trust me. I understand. I understand. The thing is, I've always learned by writing a lot. That's how I've been taught. Anyway, let's keep going. I just did this. Nareru. 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 Yeah. Narau. Narau. To learn, yeah. When I already know the word for sure, there's no point in me saying the English translation. I'm just gonna try to say it out loud with a proper accent. Speaking of which, Septai. See, my new flashcards, my newest flashcards have it like this, with one side the pronunciation and reading and meaning, then the other with the kanji. I have a hard time memorizing with him. Yeah, that's fair. I I know there are different ways of learning, and yeah, I can see why this could be hard. Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of methods and stuff you could probably use. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of way to go about it, but yeah. Yeah, that's also a thing. In my case, I like to create my decks manually, but there are a lot of decks created online that you can just download. And native recordings of an entire phrase, right? And then they highlight the new word and they put the kanji, and that will probably also help a lot. Should I do that myself? Probably, yeah, but I have another way of going about it. Uh, it's on site. Oh yeah, I guess I should have written this. Yeah, I know it's this. I'm not too concerned. So I know this is ega. I just forget if it's ega or ega. And I believe it's ega. 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 It was cool. Ega. 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 Jeez. Sometimes I really wish I had some input saying, no, you just pronounced it wrong. But let's be honest, that's not happening. I'm just gonna get, 日本語上手ですね. Which, again, I don't think it's a bad thing, okay? I know it's a stereotype. I don't think it's a bad thing per se. I know that it's so cultural, they'll be nice, and I appreciate it. But so this is you're probably gonna see this in settings in video games and stuff. To be called 日本語上手. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at some point. You just wanna skip over that and be like, oh, you sound native. We're not telling you anything at all. 関係 心配 記憶 it has to be a heian, right? 記憶 yeah, cool. Well, it's right here. I see, for new words, I no longer need to look up the dictionary. I can just 悔しい grammar 文法 I'm not gonna do boon. Actually, I guess I can do it down here. Boon. And then also, an important thing to notice, the deck I'm doing right now, it's called internet pickups. These are words I always learned from a context. So they always come from a specific context, and whenever possible, or when the word is weird or strange enough, not super common, I do try to remember that context. In a way. So these are all words I saw in streams, either chats or like the streamer itself, or I picked up from an anime specific scene, or on Twitter and stuff. For the most part, I think I may have added like a new word here and there that I did not specifically hear from somewhere. How many languages do you speak? Well, Spanish, English, and if you count my shitty Japanese, very, very beginner level, you can count that. So there's 3. Yeah. Whole drills and stuff, ways of doing, log, principle, method, yeah. 合格 I am a native Spanish speaker that learned English and it's studying Japanese. Can't speak though. Oh, nice. Entonces, si yo me pongo a hablar así, vas a poder entenderlo, ¿no? Yeah, sorry. I honestly barely have the chance of speaking Spanish in this stream. Changing between Spanish, English, and Japanese, because I do try to speak Japanese, especially when more Japanese people are watching, which actually does happen here and there. But yeah, it can be kind of hard translating between the 3 languages. I don't get that many Spanish speaking people here. So this is Jose. I really didn't know how to put it, so feminine gender is like the best thing. It's just I was watching Terrace House and they were like, they say Danse and Jose a lot, right? For the 3 girls and the 3 boys. Oh, so this is Jishin. You always end up speaking Portuguese. Oh, do you also know Portuguese? Jishin. Also, I had to investigate what the difference between Jibun and Jishin was, and to also to not confuse it with Jishin, but Jishin. Um, because they both found Jibun and Jishin both came out as oneself, but this is the oneself when you're saying emphasis, right? So it's well like you say, okay, I guess I'll do it myself, right? In a way. I ended up seeing it more often than I thought I would. The Jishin. It basically goes after like watashi jishin or like boku jishin or something. Like okay, myself, right? In terms of like really being emphatic about very interesting. I forget exactly how it goes. Actually, I believe it's this. Actually, yeah, pretty much. There we go. It's a type. French, English, Portuguese can understand Spanish and very bad Japanese. That's impressive. Nice. Good stuff. And a 55% in French class. To be fair, Japanese is a very hard language and you need to put a lot of time into it. Like, my sister usually tells me, like, if you put the amount of time you put into Japanese into another language, you probably know, like, two more by now. Like, uh, you know? Yaku. Agree? Yeah, it's fun. For me, it's absolutely worth it. Yeah, to because the thing is, the way I see it, to try to learn any other Romance language, right? So Portuguese, Italian, French, and stuff like that. It'd be really easy for me to do because not only are they similar, but the way of thinking and expressing yourself is probably also very similar, right? In Japanese is just a completely different world. Like the grammar is not hard per se once you actually look into it, but hey, looking at the bright side, quote unquote, depending on how you look at this rate, in the next 5 years, Japanese is gonna be half English. Because they keep borrowing words over and over. Ah, Sonnen. Oh, sonnen. I believe the accent is in ne, and then it drops for the final n. But it's really hard for me to do it without a phrase or a particle. Sonnen wa. Sonnen wa. Yeah, it's been getting a lot more Englishy, and there are jokes and stuff done about that. Uh, because sometimes I'm going through over vocabulary and I just see it, the English word, but in katakana, and I'm like, bro, really? Although yeah, phrase structure is similar. Yeah, I mean it's they come from the same language. That's the thing. They're all under this one big umbrella. But yeah, sonnen. See, sonnen, sonnen. Yeah, same. Sometimes I'm like trying to read katakana and like, what the fuck is this supposed to mean? And then they say it out loud with like some pauses and like, oh, that? Hmm. Ah, 絶対はい。uh, igai. So unexpected or surprising. Igai. Hataraku. Actually, this is heaven, right? Hataraku? Or does it drop for ku? I don't know. This is to work. The moment I realized this was to ugoku, to move with just person, I was like, let me learn it right now. It also helps that I watch Hataraku Saibo, as in cells at work. It makes it really easy to remember for me. I don't know why. Oh, so this was Tokui. Tokui. So are you? I wish. No, if I were living in Japan, I wouldn't be doing these streams. I'd be out there, immersing, getting everything, trying to talk with friends in a bar, with whatever, just anything, everything in Japanese. No, I'm in Canada. As you can see my time zone right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kyoku. Kyoku. There we go. In a remote mountain village, that seems so fun. I know, right? That does sound like a fucking blast. To be fair, if you ever go to work in Japan at all, you will probably end up getting drunk with people. Because the work culture is like, oh, you finish work at like 10 p.m. Let's go drink until midnight or more, from what I understand. Where in Canada are you from? You're also in Canada? I'm in Ontario. I'd like to not give too many specifics, but if you're also there, sure. Um, Canadian. Wait, everyone here Canadian? Yo, let's go, Canadian gang. Near Toronto? Nice. Yeah, so that's kind of close. I think I'm like an hour and a half from Toronto. I think, I don't know, I've never really gone. Basically just stayed where I'm at and take the buses to my nearest Fresco whenever I need to buy stuff. French and English. No, no, hold on, it makes sense. I am Madison. Welcome. Irashai. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Ohayo, hello. Welcome, welcome. Irashai. Konbanwa. Ohayo. Yeah, shiremasen. I don't know. So this is onsen, for security or safety. 記憶。はい。日本語を勉強しています。Yeah, I'm studying Japanese. Every day, I promise myself, yeah, it's kanji time. I always try start my streams with kanji. And I'm trying to figure out what to do after the kanji sessions. Today, unfortunately, I started the stream quite late, so no. You want to try so much. It's hard, but if you keep at it, you will surely be rewarded. Um, it's a lot of fun. It can be a little bit tough, and it's gonna take time, but it's a lot of fun. And if you like it, and it's what you want to do, it will surely be worth it. You just need to be prepared. The most important lesson I've learned is just show up every day. Do your flashcards every day. Remember like one kanji every day. Do like 20 minutes of immersion every day. Whatever works. Just show up every day. It really is. Like for me, I love the small wins. So for example, I'm watching a stream and suddenly there's a phrase I was able to understand, but only thanks to learning a new word that day that was in that phrase, I'm like, oh, it's the one I learned. Whoa, I just heard it and I know what it meant. I was like, yeah, those little wins make my day. That's why I can keep at it. I love it. Kyoku. That's good to hear. Another hard language. Well, if you're looking for hard languages, welcome to Japanese. I hope you enjoy learning vocabulary and kanji. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? So we just established that we're all three here Canadian, right? You know, all other Canadians. Feeling mood. This is for Kibun. Maybe Kibun. It is Kibun. Polish. Wow, that's something you hear every day from Poland. Wait, isn't it like hella late for you? Well, I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. See, I love streaming this because I get to meet people from all over the world, like Australians, Chinese, Japanese, German, Portuguese, Brazil, other Americans, Canadians, British, from all over the world. It's crazy. I love it. 5 a.m. almost. Yeah, see, that's it's kind of late. Bye. Oh, this is Tsuredas. Tsuredas. Right. So you have Tsuredas. Actually, sleeping is for kids. Actually, I don't think I have that. There we go. Tsuredas. Yeah, so the top part was not there. Ignore that. I missed. Also, I actually learned over the time on the internet. It actually gets really annoying. This is just how I see things. To tell people to go to sleep. I usually give the benefit of the doubt to people that they are adults. They're mature enough to know that what they are doing with their schedule and how they want to live their life. But again, I do appreciate it because the hey, have you slept? It's okay. Do take a rest because it always comes from a place from like hey, it's probably a good thing. Please do take care of yourself, and it's always from appreciation, right? So I can see both point of views in terms of that. 3 or 4 hours of sleep, it's enough. Well, there's a limit. I believe it was like this. Kanke. We did it, yeah, kanke. Well, you go you. Hope you like coffee. Yaku. There's not too much for good memory. Ah, I guess. I don't know. If you see it enough and something that you really like, it will stick. I think. Or I'd like to think that. No, this is off. So, I know this is Nen, and I know this is in San Nen, but something's off. Is it? So kanji today, kanji tomorrow, kanji the day afterwards, kanji all weekend, kanji all next week, kanji every day. That's why I was wrong. Yep, we're doing it again. Uh, I always do my kanji review for like an hour or two. It usually takes me an hour and a half to go through all my kanji, but if I'm like talking with people and whatnot, it will take me 2 hours, which is completely fine. But yeah, there's way too much kanji not to not study it every day. So, and then depending on the stream, usually when I started these streams, like for the first month, right, from day one to day 33, I did kanji and then I did grammar. Then I did some kanji and then some pitchaks in practice, right? And what I want to do when I have more free time, right, and it's not getting late on me, because I actually want to keep a normal sleep schedule from like 12 to 8 or something. Um, I do want to listen to stuff like anime, only listening, and do listening practice through that, and pause a lot and try to analyze it, and do like listening practice from that. Eventually, I'd like to play some game or something. I don't know. You try with hiragana katakana, but too hard. You don't have time much for that. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, see, you can also focus on like the listening and speaking aspect of it. It depends on what you want to do with the language, right? For me, for example, I like to have conversations, be able to stream, be able to read, play games, and hopefully eventually maybe work for 1 year or two in Japan. Because I feel like that would be a great experience. It'd be bad in terms of like I'd probably get overworked. It's probably a completely different culture that's gonna get really hard to get used to, but I'll probably learn a lot from that and grow as a person, right? Speaking is the best way. Yeah, you can totally do that. Like there are people that do that. Like once you are very fluent in speaking and listening, learning how to read that and how to write that, it's gonna become much easier because you already know the things and how to express it. You just need to put it into an arbitrary set of symbols that represent what you just said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it'd be. This is Zonsai, by the way, for existence. あ、おはよう。おはようございます。サムミクロンさん。おはようかな午前の、なんだっけ5時かなまあ、おはよう。いらっしゃい。Welcome, welcome. How's it going? The first time when you try speaking, it's like, 今起きました。あの、授業がありますかお仕事 Anyway, yeah, welcome. Not every day I see people waking up at 5 a.m. I respect it. Hold up. But yeah, no, speaking it is like great. Like having conversations. Ah! Hello, Banishana. Welcome. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, konbanwa. Ohayo ka na. まあ、いや、もうおはようではないですよね。こんにちは、そう。And everyone is coming here, like, so ready to go to bed. Okay, let me remember what Zettai was. Because I know this is this. I forgot this. でも、まあ、午後の1時25分。5分かな ?5 分。いや、5分です。そう、こんにちは。まあ、いつも、まあ、私は、なんというか、普通の夜の配信は、私の8時。それは日本の10時からいつもはおはようと言いますけど、だからでも今日は忙しかった忙しかったです。だから今日の配信を遅れました。忘れた。そう。Well, here we go again. Well, let me do Kyoku first. That looks really bad. Ohio or hello, it's like, it doesn't draw. I probably butchered that in your language, and I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. はい、絶対。Yeah, pronouncing that correctly is, if you don't know it, it's hard, right? It's like learning German, Whenever you write something in German, nothing, you don't really read it like that, is it? It's a type. Actually, you do. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. I forgot we actually have a German in chat. Oh, you just have to. Okay, fair enough. It's just I always have this memory of having a German classmate back in like middle school. I think we were like 8. We spent like half an hour trying to pronounce his name, and it felt so disconnected from the way it was written to. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, to how you actually said it. Uh, So then again, German interests me, but at the same time, I need to spend so much time in Japanese. Do you practice speaking? 私まあ、配信で、日本人は見ていましたら、その時を、いや、日本語で喋ようとします。そう、でもそれだけです。あの、なんというか、言語の練習の相手は調べたいです。調べたい。なんというか、言語交換でしたか？言語交換の相手ね。言語、はい。そう。でも、なんというか、まだあんまり自信がないんですけど、いっぱい知らない言葉があります気がします。ある気がします。だから、ちゃんと日本人と話せますかと、なんていや、悩んでいるでいや、悩んでいますではないけど、なんだ、ちょっと心配しますね。はい、絶対。But yeah, no, not really. What I practice in speaking is what you just saw. When someone comes in on my stream, I try, especially when they're Japanese, I try to speak in Japanese as much as possible and see, how well I'm doing, if they can actually understand me. Or I sometimes I feel bad because maybe they're practicing English and I'm like over here speaking my broken ass Japanese. But yeah, I'd like to find a like language exchange partner or something. I know I have like an app on my phone for that purpose. I know there's like VR chat. I know there are specific discords for that I can join. I just have not joined yet. Um, there are many ways to go about it, but like what I was saying is that I don't really have a lot of self confidence, and I feel like there are many words I don't know yet. So I get cold feet. And because I can do so many other things, right, to try to gather through immersion. I'm just an introverted, social anxiety little piece of human being. That was a really bad way to phrase it, but that's it. But okay, not like I'm antisocial, but it's it's hard sometimes. I should just do it. I should just goddamn do it. Jump into it. Bam. Call it a day. Um. Yeah. Anyway. I have some really quick pitch accent flashcards I was doing. They're not important, they were like pretty small. Let's do them real quick to get them out of my way. Uh, そっちは、そっちは、そっちは, it's odaka. そっちは. The thing is with no it becomes heavan, so it'd be そっちの, そっちの, そっちの. But by normal, right, when it's normal, it's そっちは. You cannot properly hear it because the music is kind of loud, right? For BGM is the prominent thing, unfortunately, due to how my audio setup is done. But yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure. Was Henji? Was this also? I'm debating between Odaka and Heiban, and I think it's. Yeah, I think it's Odaka. Is it? No, it's Heiban. Henji wa. Nope, it's Odaka. It is Odaka. Well, you can sort of hear it. Henji wa. Henji wa. So, henji wa. So we'll drop in pitch. Henji wa. Okay. I'm not gonna do this again because I'm not looking particularly to do these flashcards over and over and over. I think they're okay to practice some basic ones and remember how it goes. And have the native recordings does help. But I'm not looking to get too much more out of them. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to say to that, but see you in a bit. あっちは Okay. Yep, Odaka. Yeah, this was Odaka for sure. 心は Again, I'm not entirely 100% sure I'm saying it super correctly, because one thing is what I think I'm saying and what I'm actually saying. Minna wa, again, Odaka. We'll drop at the end with the particle. Minna wa. Same thing with Atama. I guess we're all only seeing Atama. Odaka words. Atama wa. But it becomes Heiban with no, so Atama no. But normally Atama wa. But then it becomes Atama no. If you go down in pitch at the particle wa, it's more easy to understand for native speakers, gives the sentence some structure. Atama wa. Even for like Heiban words, or you can just strictly stay in Heiban. Or is it for like Odaka words? Atama wa. Because what if I say Atama no? So for say like Atama no naka de, right? To talk about like what I thought inside my head or something, instead of Atama ga itai. So Atama ga itai, right? That's it. My head hurts. Kotoba wa. Kotoba no. Okay, I think. Yeah. What? Did I undo something? Okay. I didn't know I had an undo button. What? Undo review? What? There's an undo on Anki? I didn't know this until now. What? Okay. Okay, so I have even more flashcards for listening and speaking vocabulary that I'm only learning with the accent and hiragana, and I'll learn kanji at some other point. I put all of these words that are here in another memo with the kanji so that I eventually learn the kanji yet, right? But for now, I really want to try to improve my speaking and listening abilities. So, experience, right? In this case, would be keiken. Keiken, yeah. So in this here, I already know the kanji for this. So I want to do it anyway. But in this case, it's fuiki. Fuiki. It will drop in pitch at the key. Fuiki. And it looks something like this. So I'm not entirely sure what it's doing here because I already know the kanji and I already know the word, but whatever. Pain, itami, itami, and it's odaka. I would drop later. So itami wa, as you can see. But to the verb to hurt or to ache, it's itamu, itamu. I found that pattern really interesting. It also happens with yasumu and yasumi. Yasumi is odaka, but yasumu is nakadaka. This was hada, which I also know the kanji for. I just never quite added it to my flashcards because I didn't really need to because it's Heisig. Hada. So I heard that from someone complimenting another person's skin, a girl, right? How pretty or soft or whatever it was. Improvement. I believe this was jotatsu. Jotatsu. Yeah. Which I believe I also know the kanji. But yeah. Okay. So I remember this. This was koji, right? Which I believe it was this. In terms of kanji, just separated. Kojin. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Chico. This is Chico, right? Except the other way around. So this is Chico, and this is Kojin. Hold up. Let's investigate that real quick. So I was thinking of Chico, which is also a Tamodaka, but in this case we wanted to look for not Kojin, but Kojin. 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 Okay. No, hold up. Let's put it again. Okay, this is Teki. I also know the kanji for this. Whatever. So one thing you can do, right, is for example when we said earlier Kojin, you can combine it with Teki for Kojin Teki. I think it drops another key. Kojin Teki. For personal affairs, right? For example, or for something that's personal and you don't want to talk about. Kojin Teki. It's heaven actually. Kojin Teki. Also, it's important to notice that Kojin is a Tamadaka, but it became Heiban when attached to Teki. Because, yeah, that happens. Those rules are a pain, but oh well. Okay, again, this was experience. That's in talking from experience, or, and it's an actual thing that happened. So, Kojin. kojin. So kojin, kojin. Fuiki, fuiki, fuiki. Doing the end when it's like this, fuiki, fuiki, fuiki. But this is basically like the aura or air around someone, right? For example, I remember a very specific case, Therese house, right? There are a couple was upset, but then when they nakanaori, right? The nakanaori, naori, I believe, yeah. They made up, right? And then I remember another of the members say that the aura around her, right, changed. So something around fuiki kawatta, something like that, right? But it can also be for like a room or something. Again, I try to remember the context from which I learned like the word and stuff, right? I feel like it's important. Itami, itami wa, itami wa, itami wa. Dropping the pitch can be hard, but yeah, for pain. Itamu, itamu. For to hurt, verb. Hada, hada, hada. For skin. Jotatsu, jotatsu. So to improve or increase your ability, improve your ability in something, right? Skill. I don't particularly remember where this came from, but I guarantee you it comes from an anime. And I have a feeling which one. I have a feeling I know which one. Teki. This just makes like nouns into adverbs. Adjectives from nouns. Okay, adjectives, not adverbs, adjectives. You make adverbs from adjectives, funnily enough. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how teki works. I keep saying teki, and it makes a lot of sense when you hear it, but no, kojin. So kojin, personal, right? And then you can say kojin teki for something that's private, personal. So this is like the noun, but you're making it an adjective with teki. So like so an affair is personal, kojin teki. But actually, I'm not even sure when you say kojin. So actually, I should probably know boryoku teki, violent. So boryoku would be violence, but then you make it with teki, violent. See that it's very interesting how that works, isn't it? I find it kind of fascinating. So I think I find it so interesting because it was never explained in Tai Kim's grammar guide, and it's something I picked up from somewhere else. So experience, keiken, fuiki, 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 fuiki. I always am left wondering if I'm properly dropping the pitch. Fuiki, fuiki. Hada for skin. Jotatsu, improvement of abilities. Pain, itami, itami ga. Dropping pitch at the end because it's a laka. Itamu. So for itamu. I feel like I'm giving it stress and not pitch accent. I feel like that's my biggest problem right now. But then again, maybe I'm just getting into my own head. So then I start doing tempo. So itamu. Yet I feel like I'm still doing stress. Itamu. So not itamu, but itamu. But yeah. Okay, I can experience kojin. So personal, yeah. Teki, itamu. Yeah, to hurt, the verb itself. Itami. So pain. Fuiki. 雰囲気、雰囲気。The year of this, I've explained this already a couple of times. So let me too. 上達、肌、はい。Yeah, all of these words I've been seeing a couple of times. 敵、koji, yeah, personal, koji, koji. And that's all of my flashcards. And usually here's when I'd spend another hour adding flashcards. There's a slight problem though. It's bedtime. This is what happens when I start streaming late because I get busy. Because the thing is, if I continue my schedule and my normal planned activities in terms of streaming, I have another stream to do in 8 hours and 10 minutes. So I like to be sleeping those 8 hours. I mean, I can sleep 7 and be okay, but ideally not. So what now? Do I just end the stream? I do want to learn more though. I want to do more. But I can't. If I were to force myself right now, I can't. But at least I showed up. I did my flashcards. You cannot say I did not study today. It feels a bit bitter because I did the thing. Oh, es Bartonio. Hola, hola, bienvenido. ¿Qué tal? La verdad que se está haciendo tarde ya y va a acabar el stream dentro de poco. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I just finished all my flashcards. And I was thinking of ending the stream, unfortunately, because it's getting late. And I'm gonna be doing another stream in 8 hours when I wake up, because that's my schedule. But yeah, pretty good. We learned some Japanese stuff. Productive. Yeah. So it was good. Yeah. I don't know, it's just faking. Okay. Well, since I have on my title Ian, Spanish and Japanese, it's kind of hard to know when that's happening. So I will just assume you actually know the language. はい。なんか、今日の配信を終わりたいと思います。見に来てくれて本当にありがとうございます。Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You know some Japanese? Cool. Well, that's what I do here. I stream every single day studying Japanese, and I keep at it. Do some flashcards. お疲れ様。ありがとう。お疲れ様でした。皆さん。はい。グレードとか、なんていうか、しません。今日、やりたくないんですけど、はい。また、はい。次の配信は、日本の夜です。それは明日の朝。Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning Eastern at 8, because that's usually when I do my streams. But I do 4 streams in the morning and 3 streams on the night. So whatever schedule, it's more comfortable for you. But every day. So yeah, thanks for following. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you around one of the days. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. はい、フォローありがとうございます。はい、皆さん、おやすみなさい。See ya. Yeah. Good night. In my case, for those up to go to work and stuff. Good luck. いってらっしゃい。